Alright, Jeff's got back again. I lost power, and I'm not a pleased or real happy camper right now, but it is what it is. So, alright. Alright, so this is going to be user wins. We'll put a 0 in each one of these. They're going to be holding, you know, the number of wins, etc. So, alright. Okay, I still have to place these, so there's the computer, so that's there. Okay, that'll be computer wins. And I'm going to say here, dot grid row equals 2. So row row equals 2. Column equals 0. Right, I've got that. All right. Copy. Jeez Louise. Why nothing is working for me now, so copy, and that'll be 1. That'll be 2. All right. Okay, so TK label here. Oh, that's all fine. Now we got to place these. Computer wins. Dot grid. All right, this is coming together. It's very slowly coming together, but it's coming together. So this is going to be 3. All right. Got a feeling this isn't going to compile, but it is what it is. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's a little off, but you can see. Okay, so I've now got computer wins, user wins, tie games. Okay. Again, I want to fix these, but that's still not terrible. Computer wins. Let's put this into 2. Okay, so that's 3. So let's put this into 3, 2. That's 4, 0. Let's put that into 4, 2. Does that look better? Yeah. Okay, you can see how it's coming together. It's not great, but you can see how it's coming together. All right, so I've got everything here. Now, the other thing that I want to do in here to try to make this a little bit better, and we'll start here with the title. We've got font equal font settings. That's what I want. But we want to put it in these also. Not in the grid, but here. Jeez Louise. What is going on? Boy, oh boy. Paper. Font equal self dot font settings, comma. Right, so here. Font equal font self dot font settings. Alright, that's good. And we need it for these labels down here as well. Text. So this should say font equals font settings. Self.font settings. Good gosh. So that's computer wins. This will be for user wins. This will be for tie games. also need it here, here, and here. Now it should look a lot different now. Should be a heck of a lot bigger. All right, good. Now this has got to be wider, but that's okay. You can change the width on that at any time, as you know. Make that 800 by 500. All right, that's looking much better. These aren't operational yet, but you can see where this is coming together. Hopefully you can see where this is coming together. All right, now I want to remember from what I did before. Did this before. How to justify label text in Python. There was a justify center, I thought it was. Justify equals. Like that. There, justify equals center. I thought that was correct. So let's go and look at the title at least. Not the title, but the kind of title text or whatever we wanted to call it. And it's supposed to be justified, and it does not look to me like it is. Good gravy. All right, what's left is to be able to play the game and then to update the scores. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. And this. All right, now this, that's row 1 that had those buttons. I'm just going to say rock, paper, scissors buttons because that's what that is. And this is the score info. Okay, so that is row 2 or row 1. Okay. All right. Okay, let's update the scores first because that's pretty easy. Self dot computer wins self dot, what did we call that here? LBL computer wins. Self dot LBL computer wins dot config. The text is going to be equal to a string version of self dot computer wins. I think that's going to be correct. right, next we've got user wins. And then we've got tie games. I think that's all I'll have to do for that. Could be wrong, but I think so. So now let's play the game. See what we have to put in here for playing the game. All right. Not a real long routine. We'll say the computer choice is going to be equal to random.randint, and it's got to be a 1, a 2, or a 3. All right. The result message and the result title are going to be equal to result messages and computer choice, user choice. I don't have something that's called user choice. Good gravy. All right, when we play around, play the game, it's not only going to have to be self, it's also going to have to be my pick. So that's the user choice. There we go. Okay. If result title is equal to computer wins, is that what we called it up here? I don't think I used exclamation points or anything, did I? Nope. If it's equal to computer wins, yeah, self dot computer wins plus equal 1. Elif result title equal user wins, then self dot user Oh, creepers. I don't have something called user wins? What did I call these things? This is LBL computer wins. LBL user wins plus equal 1 and else self.lbl tie games plus equal 1. All right. Then we have to do what? We have to update scores in the GUI. So self.update scores. And then we should show the results of the current game. So that'll be message box dot show info Okay, now that isn't coming up because I didn't import it. Should have grabbed it here, I would have thought, but it didn't. So from TKinter, import message box. There we go. Now it's not showing any errors, but I have no idea if it's going to work or not. So save all. And let's run it. All right. Of course, nothing at all happened. Isn't that fantastic? Actually, I need variables in here. So what variables? Computer wins, player wins, tie games. All right, then we go and we put it into here. That looks a little better. right here, I'm never using these, so I think I can leave this out of here, and it'll still work exactly the same as it does right now. I'm not doing anything with those variables, so there's no need to really make them variables. Just make them what they are. All right. Choice. User choice. Okay. Passing in the user choice. User wins type. That is correct. Save all. Let's kill this. It's one more save. Let's run it again. All right, now let's try it. Get rid of this. I think that'll need a self as well. That is self. 125. Self dot update scores. It doesn't like either. 132. All right, I'm going to have to take a break for a couple minutes because I don't know why this isn't working like I was hoping it would. Okay, be right back. All right, let me show you what I have here. So let me run it. It's going to look a lot different than it did. There it is. It's supposed to be in the middle of the screen, although I don't think that it really is. So now, there's a computer win. There's a computer win. There's a computer win. Tie game. Player win, etc. So you can see it is working. I have replaced my buttons with images. That is rock. That is paper. That is scissors. Not the greatest of size. It's not laid out perfectly, but it's not terrible either. All right, so what did I do to get all this stuff to work? Well, let's take it from the top here. First of all, one of the reasons I had problems is I was using player in some places and user in other places, which was just stupid. I put in a bunch of imports Now, I didn't understand by saying import TKinter from TKinter import star, but it still made me come back in and put in message box. Not sure why, but it did. All right. These were my constants again. So that's rock, that's paper, that's scissors. I created a Python dictionary that had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possibilities. 3 ways that the game could be tied. That would be if both users picked rock, if both users picked paper, if both users picked scissors. So again, rock, rock, tie, paper, paper, tie, scissors, scissors, tie. That's 3. Now I'm supposing the computer is going first. So if the computer picks rock and the player picks paper, the player wins because paper covers rock. If the computer picks rock and the user picks scissors, the computer wins because rock breaks scissors. All right. If the computer picks paper and the user picks rock, the computer wins. If they're both paper, it's a tie. If the computer picks paper and the user picks scissors, the player wins. Here, the player wins. Here, the computer wins. Here, it's a tie. Just thinking right now, too, we could even kind of sweeten this, for lack of better words, even a little more. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to have a couple. I'm going to make a couple other constants. I'm going to call this BCR. Then I'm going to, no, I just want BCR. Then I want BCP. And BCS. All right, this should be BCP. All right, so this is going to end up being both chose rock. This is going to be both chose paper, and this is going to be both chose scissors. So now I can change these and make this a little nicer. This can be BCR, both chose rock. This can be BCP, both chose paper, and this can be BCS, both chose scissors. All right. Now, I also need PCR, and that is going to be paper covers rock. In fact, let's do this. Yeah, I'm going to do them like the way I'm doing it. So paper covers rock, rock breaks scissors, so this is paper covers rock. This is rock, breaks, scissors. This is paper covers rock. This is rock, breaks, scissors. And we need scissors, cuts, paper. All right, so this now becomes scissors, cuts, paper, as does this. All right, now we also need TG, and that's going to be equal to tie game. We need CW, which is going to be equal to computer wins. And we need PW, which is going to be equal to player wins, not wins. All right, so this now is TG, TG, and TG. This is PW. This is PW. This is PW. And these last three are CW. All right. Don't need that. Don't need that. All right. So I've created a dictionary where if they both choose rock, it should say both chose rock, and the title should be tie game. If the computer chooses rock and the player chooses paper, it should say paper cuts, paper covers rock, player wins. All right. If it's rock and scissors, it's rock, breaks, scissors, and the computer wins. These, remember, the computer is first here. If it's paper and rock, the computer wins because paper covers rock. If it's paper and paper, both chose paper, so it's a tie game. If it's paper and scissors, scissors cuts paper, so paper wins. All right, if it's scissors and rock, rock breaks scissors, so the player wins. If it's scissors and paper, scissors cuts paper, so the computer wins. If it's scissors and scissors, both chose scissors, so it's a tie game. All right. Now I came in here and started to create this. And I was doing a lot of looking up here on Stack Overflow to find this out. This line 78, which is a new line in there, self.root.eval, is supposed to try to place the window in the center of the screen. All right, it's more centered than it was, but it's still not perfect. Everything else that's in there we've gone over already. All right, the scores are going to be, this is what's going to get incremented. So every time the computer wins, that'll go up by 1. Every time the player wins, that'll go up by 1. Every time it's tied, that'll go up by 1. These were the images. All right, there's something called photo image. And I had to create those files, rock.ping, paper.ping, scissors.ping. Now, some of them also showed this. They put an R here, which meant they were read-only, but I think it's worked fine without it. So this is my rock image, just so you can see it. I am, rock.ping. So that's this. So there's the rock. There's the paper. There's the scissors. This isn't perfect. And actually, I wish I would have found these that weren't colored. They were black and white. All right. It probably would have looked better, to be honest with you. So maybe I'll change those. I don't know. Then we call create the GUI, which is right here. All right. Now, if you look in here, this LBL title equals TK label. This is the title. So this is the thing that says on there rock, paper, scissors. I did move it over to column 2, so it was pushed over a little bit. I played with padding a little. All right, so self.root, the text was rock, paper, scissors, and I put a global font settings in there again where everything was Arial 16 point and bold. Then row 1 here, that's where we have the 3 buttons. All right. And again, I had to do some playing around in here, but all of them are self.root. The image is what we said, not double quotes in here. I tried it with double quotes and it broke. Setting the font. And what it's saying is if we do this and press the rock button, it's going to call play game and pass rock. Otherwise, it's going to do play game and pass paper. Otherwise, it's play game and pass scissors. All right, and that's those 3. Notice I use 0, 2, and 4 to space them out a little bit. Then this was the score information right here. Now, you'll notice in here, I create the labels, and it doesn't say self.something equals because I'm creating the label and I'm not putting it into a variable. I'm just creating the label. Those are the 3 labels that say computer wins, player wins, and tie games. Again, I moved it over a little bit, and I played with the Y padding a little bit. All right, and did the sticky and set it in the western portion. All right. Then we played the game. So notice when you call play game, you've got to pass it the player's choice. And again, that's going to be either rock or paper or scissors. All right. So if the computer choice is a random number between 1 and 3, we're going to set the message to the computer choice and the title to the player's choice. All right. If the computer wins, and actually I should say that again, we're running this result messages against both the computer's choice and the player's choice. So it's going to figure out those 9 possibilities. So if the computer wins, we add 1 to computer wins. Otherwise, if the player wins, we add 1 to player wins. Otherwise, we add 1 to tie games. It's got to be 1 of the 3. Then we tell it to update the scores. After we update the scores, we have to update the results. And actually, this isn't, well, this is showing the results of the current game. All right. And that's in a message box. When we update the scores, this is grabbing whatever was in computer wins and player wins and tie games, and it is setting those labels to it. Finally, we come in here and we create the window, we instantiate the class, and we run the main loop. Again, it by no means is this perfect. And I'm sorry it broke partway through here. So it's in 2 lectures, but when you look here, it doesn't look terrible. So I'm going to play about 10 games. All right. Computer wins because I picked rock and paper covers rock. So the computer picked paper. Now we could put down what each one of them, did in here too. We could do that. All right. Tie game. computer wins, computer wins, computer wins, tie game, player wins, tie game. So you can see what's going on in here. It's not by no means is this going to be perfect. But I bet you if we save it, stop and run it again, it won't be 5, 1, and 3. All right, so we've got here 5, 1, and 4. But if I stop this and run it again, so before it was 5, 1, and 4, and now notice it's 4, 3, and 3. It's about as even as it can get. So that's it for this one. All right. Now I'm going to be not taking a break, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to start talking about how you can use Python basically in other ways. All right. I'll come back with those lectures soon.